What if the Bible you hold today was once a battlefield of ideas? A clash between prophets and politicians, scribes and emperors, all fighting to define truth. What if some of Jesus' earliest teachings were hidden, not because they were false, but because they were too dangerous? For centuries, the world was told there was only one story. But deep beneath the sands of Egypt, a different story slept, waiting to be found. This is the untold story of the Forbidden Gospels and the secrets they tried to hide. In 1945, in Nag Hammadi, a farmer digging struck a clay jar, sealed for over 1,600 years. Inside were 13 papyrus books, bound in leather, written in ancient Coptic. His discovery would shake Christian history. These texts reimagined familiar stories, describing Jesus as a teacher of secret wisdom, revealer of inner truth. Scholars realized these weren't heretical works, but voices of early Christians history had silenced. Hidden for nearly 2 millennia, the Nag Hammadi scriptures reopened the oldest debate in Christianity. What exactly did Jesus teach? Among the discoveries was the Gospel of Thomas, a collection of 114 sayings attributed to Jesus. No birth story, no miracles, no crucifixion. Just cryptic wisdom like, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. It described a path through self-knowledge, the idea that divine truth lives within every person. Then came the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. Mary as a leader, a disciple Jesus trusted with deeper spiritual insight. The text shows Peter questioning her authority, suggesting an early rift in the movement rooted in gender and power. And then there was the Gospel of Judas. Judas appears not as a villain, but as the disciple who understood Jesus' mission best. According to this gospel, Jesus asked Judas to hand him over as part of a divine plan. These writings flipped the script, portraying a faith more mystical, human, and less institutional, a vision that threatened church authority. So why were these writings excluded? In the first centuries, Christianity wasn't one unified religion. It was a mosaic, dozens of groups, each with its own gospels, beliefs, and vision of salvation. Some saw Jesus as purely divine, others believed he was fully human, a teacher whose example brought salvation. As faith spread, unity became a necessity. Emperor Constantine saw Christianity as a tool for stability, one church, one creed, one sacred book. At the councils of Nicaea and later gatherings, bishops debated which writings were inspired and which were heretical. Those that didn't align with the emerging doctrine of the church were cast aside. By the late 4th century, the Biblical Canon was officially closed. Everything else? Buried, burned, or branded as heresy. The Bible was not just holy texts, it was a statement of authority, reinforcing hierarchy and the church's role as gatekeeper of salvation. The rejected ones spoke of inner revelation, equality, and direct access to God, messages harder to control. Whispers of those forbidden writings never died. Copies survived in secret libraries, monasteries, and desert caves. Brave monks risked their lives to hide and copy them, burying them when they could no longer protect them, trusting their truth would be needed again. It would take over 1,600 years for that hope to come true. Today, those once forbidden gospels have re-entered the light. Scholars debate them, believers question them, and seekers read them as doorways into forgotten wisdom. They remind us that early Christianity was far more diverse, alive, and human than we ever imagined. The truth they tried to silence whispers through every page that survived. The kingdom of God is not owned by any institution, and the divine voice cannot be censored. Maybe faith isn't just about the words that made it into the Bible, but about the courage to ask why some were left out. If you'd like to explore the stories they tried to erase, subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden history of faith. The truth deserves to be told.